So I just wanted to start off with a powerful yet like a simple productivity tool called the ABCDE method. So this method is kind of like I got to know about it quite recently. It's kind of like a game changer for prioritizing tasks and ensuring that your time and energy are focused where they matter the most. So my goal is that by the end of this small session, you'll have a practical strategy you can start using immediately to get more done without feeling overwhelmed. So let's start with a question. So how often do all of us end our day with an important task that's still been left undone? I'm pretty sure all of us has gone through this. Your day is over and then you realize I forgot to do something important that's quite crucial. So that sounds like very familiar, and I feel like everyone has gone through that. So because it happens quite often, not all tasks that are created, they're equal, right? So when everything feels urgent, it's hard to know what to prioritize, because what if I told you that there's a simple system that can bring clarity to your workload? So that is where the ABCDE method comes in. Now, what exactly is the ABCDE method? So it's quite a popularized productivity tool by that's been done by an expert named Brian Tracy. So it's a tool for task prioritization, and it's based on a very specific principle. So that is, not everything on your to-do list carries the same importance. So what you do is, by assigning a letter A, B, C, D, or E to each task in your to-do list, you will know exactly where to focus your time and energy, right? So here's a quick overview. So let's start off with A. A is a must do. So the task that comes under A, they have serious, so when if you don't get it done, they have serious consequences if they're not completed, right? So next you go for B. These are should do tasks. So if you don't complete it, the consequences of not completing them are minor. Going to the next letter, C. So these are the kinds of tasks that they're nice to do. So basically what that means is tasks that don't have significant consequences. D is delegate. So these are the kind of tasks you can give to others. Basically, if you don't have to do it, you could assign others to do it instead. And last but not least, E, which is eliminate. So these are tasks you can eliminate because they don't add any value to your to-do list. So let's start with A. So basically, A tasks, these are your highest priority tasks. So these are the ones that have serious consequences. So if they are not done, for example, let's say submitting a client proposal, or maybe constantly posting on your client's platform. So these are like kind of crucial tasks, and they have serious consequences if you don't get them done. So these tasks should be your primary focus, and you should dedicate your best time and energy in order to complete them, right? So B tasks, they are like the tasks under B are still important, but the consequences of not completing them are less severe. So for example, let's say maybe reviewing weekly performance metrics, or maybe following up to non-urgent emails. So these tasks should be addressed to B. So they should be done after your first tasks are completed. So if your A tasks are fully completed, then you can move on to B. Talking about C tasks, these are the kinds of tasks that are nice to do, but then they have no significant consequences. So let's say, for instance, maybe organizing files or updating your desktop layout. So these, while completing this, it could make your work day smoother, but they should not take over A or B tasks. And moving on to D, they don't require your direct involvement, and they can be delegated to someone else. So for example, maybe forwarding meeting notes, or maybe making someone send the meeting link for today, or maybe assigning routine admin tasks. It could be about anything. So you could delegate these tasks, and delegating not only frees up your time, but it also empowers others to contribute. And I think that's a really good idea as well. And going to finally E, we have, so these are the time wasters, we call it. So these are the kinds of tasks that they don't really add any sort of value to it. They don't add any value to your goals or productivity. So for example, let's say unsubscribing from promotional emails, going through your spam mails, or maybe spending way too much of time on unimportant details. These should be distractions. Now, why it works? So let's put this into simple action, right? So imagine your to-do list, and imagine your to-do list. So it should include the following. So let's say maybe submitting a client proposal, it should be given A. Maybe reviewing weekly metrics, it could be given B. Organizing files could be C. So and so you can have your to-do list, and you can write down, okay, which one should be given A, which should be given B, C, so etc. You would know which to give priority and which to give less priority, because once you get the A task done, you can move on to the next B task, and that way you're prioritizing what truly matters while eliminating tasks that don't really add any value. So why does the ABCDE method work? So first of all, it almost like forces us to evaluate the importance of each task. I think a lot of us fail to realize that, because we all have like a to-do list, and we kind of jumble it down. So we sometimes forget to give priority to the most important ones. So by doing this method, it kind of creates a clear roadmap for you, right? So it makes it easier for you to stay on track instead. So when you consistently apply this method, you'll find that you're not just busy, but you're productive. So I think that's like why the ABCDE method really works. And I have like a small challenge. So from tomorrow onwards, because the day is pretty much over for us, from tomorrow onwards, what I want everyone to do is take a list, wake up early in the morning, have your to-do list ready, and apply the ABCDE method. So assign a letter to each task. So you focus only on the A tasks until they're completely done. Then you can move on to the B tasks, and so on. So it's like a simple shift. So, but it can, even though it sounds pretty simple, it could completely transform the way you approach your day. And I would love to hear how it works for you. So feel free to share your experience, because I have actually done this. I think when it comes to my lectures and stuff, I would actually like do this like method, maybe like not write it down, but I would just have it in my laptop instead. And sometimes I realize that this is a very simple method, but at the same time it's very powerful and it's a very effective way. So that's pretty much it, and that's the ABCDE method. It's a very straightforward, powerful tool which helps you to prioritize and increase productivity. Thank you for your time, and I hope this little session helps you tackle your day with more clarity and focus, I guess. Yeah. Thank you.